Morning, Steve Free in Chicago with the morning grain comment. So overnight prices are kind of mixed. Beans are unchanged. Corn and wheat's a little bit lower. We certainly had a big day yesterday with beans up 23 cents, corn 17, and wheat up 18 cents after the USDA gave us some surprise numbers on September 1 corn stocks and bean stocks. Wheat numbers were pretty close in line with expectations. So the big thing after the dust settled was, number one, this was probably the fourth biggest miss in corn that analysts have had since 2005, and in beans it was the sixth biggest miss. For the corn, the USDA will probably just add the 300 million bushels difference between the trade guess and what they said to feed and residual, and later on we'll have to see if the crop may be a little bit smaller. For beans, it was mostly because USDA dropped last year's bean crop 100 million bushels, and so that kind of made up for the difference in the stocks numbers. Moving forward, I think first of all for 19 and 20, the range of corn carryout is now between 1550 and maybe 1700 million bushels versus the USDA's 2190. For beans, the carryout's probably around 25. USDA's at 640, and the wheat carryout is still around 1 billion bushels. We also will be watching the weather and see what the final crop numbers are. Our weather guy said October weather is going to be probably normal to above rains and maybe normal to above temperatures. So there might be some delays in harvest. We've got one private crop group that still feels that the final U.S. corn yield is 162 versus 168 by the USDA, and beans at 46 versus 47.9. So that probably will offer some support underneath the market until the October 10th crop report. A lot of numbers. U.S. corn harvest is 11% done versus 19 average. Bean harvest is 7 versus 20 average. And the spring wheat harvest is 90 versus pretty much complete. So the crop harvest is late, and that could offer a little bit of support underneath the marketplace until we know a little bit more about the crop sizes. Demand-wise, wheat exports are running 23% ahead of USDA's guess of 4% increase. Corn, though, is 66% behind a year ago. USDA is pretty much calling for unchanged export numbers, and beans are 6% ahead. USDA is calling for a 2% increase. Our weather guy looks for October and November U.S. Midwest weather to see mostly normal to above temps, maybe October normal to above rains, while November could see below normal rains in the west, above normals in the east. South America looks like we're going to have, for Brazil, normal to above temps, normal to low precip for the month of October, and maybe Argentina is going to see normal weather. The 90-day outlook from our weather guy looks for mostly normal conditions in South America, with maybe above normal rains in Brazil. World prices of corn and wheat did not follow our upticks yesterday in futures, so now they're a discount to U.S., which could slow our export demand. So all in all, I still don't think beans, even with the bullish numbers yesterday, need to be much above $9. Corn, I don't think it needs to be much above $4, and wheat above $5 as we go into harvest and the end of the year. As always, these are my thoughts and not those of ADM or ADM Investor Services. Have a safe and profitable trading day.